We are here, I guess, right by Bank of America Stadium. You can see it off in the distance though, but baby, we are in prime time. Can you believe it? Carolina Panthers play host to the Atlanta Falcons tonight. I'm Andre Cassidy with the man of the people, Chris Jenkins.
That's me. I'm still trying to find my notes, but we're here.
We are here and we're ready to go. Everybody's watching this game tonight. You have no other option but to watch the Carolina Panthers and the Atlanta Falcons today. And truly a game that will kind of test where Carolina is at right now. Are they actually going for the playoffs? Are they tanking? We don't know, but today's an opportunity to see where they feel they are at right now.
Yeah, it is. And thank you for all that ad-libbing while I got my notes together and everything. So, hey, this is like Finding Waldo. I don't know what we could give the people, but hey, if you can figure out where we are, step to the side a little bit. Maybe they can see the background. The stadium is right there behind us. If you can find us before the end of the broadcast, we'll let you on the show.
Right? And the countless of cars that we've seen already over the course of the past 30 minutes since we've been up here. We haven't seen any cars as of yet since we've been live, but if you do find us, here we go right now already.
Don't be afraid.
Do not hesitate to say hi to us. But we are here and we are ready to go, Chris. This is going to be a very interesting game tonight.
It will. Let's go ahead and get some plugs out the way first. Be sure to subscribe, hit that subscribe button. Help us get to, I forget what we're at now, but help us get to 6,000 subscribers.
We're at 5,100, I believe.
5,100?
Yeah.
It helps us to get players on the show and other people media folks that we like to have on the show. And it really helps to have those guys come on when you guys are subscribing and there's a nice audience for us.
Absolutely.
And hit the like button as well as hit the bell notification. That way you can come and join us on live. We go live for what reason?
For you.
Yes.
For all of you out there.
Right. We can do this recorded in much cleaner conditions.
Right.
But we go live because we want to be the best source that we're like your best friend. If you got a question, we're your hookup guys in the media that you know will get some questions answered for you. So without further ado, you want to get us started with, you know what I forgot to say? Start loading up the comments now with your predictions on who's going to win. Not who you want to win.
Who you think is going to win.
We know who you want to win. That's Carolina Panthers. But who do you think is going to win this matchup tonight with the Carolina Panthers? And we're going to share that information with you as far as what we think as well. So without further ado, Andre Cassidy, hey, don't run over me tonight, man. Don't run over me tonight. Go ahead and take it off.
Try not to, man, because I'm just excited to be here for tonight's game. But let's just go over some transactions, really. But were there really a whole lot of transactions? Let's take a look. We didn't have any transactions or elevations from the practice squad today, which is the first time all season that you can say that took place. We didn't have any.
Why is that? Is that because we're so good? I mean, we definitely had a lot of people on the IR.
That's my guess, maybe because of the short week.
We'll blame everything on the short week. If we lose tonight, short week.
Yeah. That's why we're here in this parking deck, right? Short week. Well, really, it's just because of the weather, but we'll say short week.
Yeah,
right?
Short week.
Also, speaking of IR, that's been the talk really the past couple of weeks. Sam Darnold was activated at the beginning of the week, so that gives Carolina another option at the quarterback position.
Boo.
Now, whether that's going to be used, who knows?
It's not going to be used today.
Hopefully not today. I don't think he'll be active for today's game, I don't believe. And then a big one that everybody's been looking forward to, Jeremy Chin has been activated off of IR, which puts him within that 21-day window for when he could be back with the team and actually be ready to play. So we'll see how that develops over the next couple of weeks. I know Steve Wilkes said in the press conference
it was funny, wasn't it, what he said?
Somebody asked if he would play on Thursday for tonight's game. And he basically said that would be asinine of Steve Wilkes to have him play after not being able to play for the past 6 weeks and only have 2 or 3 days of practice. So not really the reasonable thing to do under the circumstances. But he is back, and eventually he'll be back on the field sooner rather than later, hopefully, because this Panthers defense could really use his services again.
Got a feeling we could use a lot of people's services. But yes, unquestionably you are correct, sir. By the way, I'm going to get to those comments. Somebody knows where we are.
Okay.
We got to run.
Oh, boy.
But I guess, honestly, you can't have too many guesses because how many elevated places are near the stadium, right? On one side, you have the railroad tracks. On the other side, you have the highway. So there's really not too many places that we could be.
I mean, you have your options, but your options are pretty limited. So I guess They found us.
They found
us. We got to get out of here real quick.
So you want to get us up to date on these two teams and how they did last week?
Yeah, so
even though some Panther fans may want to forget how we did last week.
I hate to say it, but I have to remind you what took place last week. Wasn't a good week for Carolina. They fell to 2-7 after falling to the Cincinnati Bengals by a score of 42-21. So they doubled up on us at Cincinnati. So not a good performance this past Sunday, and hopefully they can respond with a little bit more of an inspired effort today. As we take a look at Atlanta, who fell to 4-5 after losing to the Los Angeles Chargers by a score of 20-17 on a last-second field goal from LA. So this will be an interesting game for them because we'll see how they respond after losing such a close game this past Sunday.
How ironic. By the way, don't make fun of me drinking my water on camera. We do not have multiple cameras where they can just cut to Andre.
Right.
You not see me, so I got to stay hydrated. But, you know, I hadn't thought about that as far as how the Atlanta game ended last week, and it's almost like ironic because the week before, you beat us on that kind of last-second field goal, right?
What goes around comes around, right?
Now you got beat on the last-second field goal, so
yeah. It's going to be interesting to see how they respond because, you know, like you said, you know, when they had that week prior where they beat us by a field goal and now they lost by a field goal, what will happen to Atlanta as they try to move forward after that performance? So these two teams have scored off 55 times. The battle of I-85, as they say.
It is. Right? Just get on I-85 and like 4 hours later, you're there.
Like Jake Matthews today. I don't know if you heard about that story.
I didn't hear.
I guess we'll touch on that later.
Okay.
It was a pretty interesting day that he had.
Okay, last time I'm going to say this. How many cars are coming to this level? It's just like surprise. We're literally on the 9th floor of the building, and there's only one floor above us, which is the top floor.
Yeah.
It's raining. There are plenty of parking space. Like this level is basically empty, but it's like,
what are you doing up here? I mean, there's just no reason.
I guess some people have that car that is so special that they want to park it away from the other.
Right by the camera, too.
There you go.
Perfectly in line with it. I guess they just want to see our show. Who knows? But I said,
let's close this gap a little bit. Just a little bit.
Move it a little bit.
Yeah, we'll do that.
We're good multitaskers if you haven't noticed already.
Yeah.
But anyway, the Falcons have led the series, or they lead the series, 34-20. So it just shows you, I guess, the gap that they have on us over the course of, you know, the 25, 30 years that we have played Atlanta. So we have some work to do in order to close that gap, and hopefully we can start tonight by getting a victory here today.
And it's funny because it seems like, it may be because we're just in this home base, but it seems like Carolina's always said, Atlanta sucks, they're terrible, they're this, when in actuality, they've had the better of us for quite some time.
Yeah.
So maybe, again, that's just a result of how much this home team likes our Panthers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and again, it just speaks to, the irrelevance of the Panthers in terms of this matchup. I mean, as of late, but I mean, I will say it's been pretty competitive, at least, of course, with the last matchup in Atlanta. So hopefully we'll see more of the same here tonight, and hopefully it will be a victory for Carolina.
And can I compliment you, man?
Sure.
You got on black and blue.
Yeah,
I just noticed the black.
And you did
I
too.
purposely put on black and blue because of tonight and the new uniforms. Hey, quick plug, all right? We're in new uniforms tonight. And if you want to see lots of pictures, we're going to have our photographers already on the field right now getting wet. We love them. Julio, appreciate you.
Toughing it out.
Yes.
Conditions, right?
Go to our Twitter account. All of our social media is Charlotte Vibe, just one word together. Go to our Twitter or our Instagram, and you will see lots of pictures tonight of these guys in their new uniforms, all right? So check that out if you're really interested in seeing black and blue for both of us. Mm-hmm. Black and blue, they asked all the fans to wear black and blue tonight, right?
Right, I believe so.
Yeah.
And this was not coordinated, by the way.
It was not.
All subliminal. I felt like this was something that looked good. He felt like that's something that looked good, and then there you go. We have a combination here that's unmatched.
Leave your comments. Who has the best black and blue? You want to do that? Because I thought about going all black. But then I was like, nah, they haven't earned my all black look yet.
Not yet, right?
Yeah, we got to have at least a winning record before I get in all black.
Mm-hmm. With the blue tie or just black?
Just all black.
Everything?
Just all black. It's blackout, right? Is it called a blackout?
Yeah, it
is.
is.
All black.
So, interesting attire for tonight here and then on the field as well. So it will be a fun night for that as they debut the black helmets that look so clean, by the way.
I hope they don't go to waste.
I hope not. There was a tweet on Twitter. Somebody was like, man, these look so clean. We have to wait to tank another week. We got to win in these unis because they look pretty good. I mean, and they hyped it up during the offseason, too, for this matchup. So, I mean, I'm really looking forward to see how it looks like in the press box and on the TV tonight.
And can I say this? All right, so I will say this. I can't. Well, I got to now. I've already started. So if you've seen the hype video for the uniforms tonight, the gentleman that was in that hype video, we're trying to get him on the show tonight on our post-game show. I've talked to him. He wants to get on it. We just got to logistically figure out where we're going to be, figure out where he is, and get him there. But if you have not subscribed and hit that bell notification, do so. He is a former Panther. And again, hopefully, we just talked a few minutes ago. Just got to logistically talk with the PR team and make sure we can get him to where we are for that post-game show. Yeah,
so hopefully it all works out because it would be quite the treat to have him on for tonight's post-game show.
Hey,
and stay up, too, by the way.
Man of the people, just doing what they want, man, you know?
Man of many talents.
Yeah, and like what he said, stay up, please.
You ain't got nothing to do tomorrow. You can call out of work. I plan on calling out of work tomorrow. Hey, y'all didn't hear that. But y'all ain't got nothing to do tomorrow, so stay up with us for tonight's post-game show because, we're going to have a lot of people on.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Hopefully it all works out, right? I'm already seeing the comments for where they think we are.
Yeah.
I think Rashad just said something in the
comments. He might not be able to find us.
He just asked, what deck are you guys in? So we're on the 7th floor.
No, we're on the 9th floor.
Are we on the 9th floor?
We're on the 9th. Look at the 9th floor.
Okay.
So they had it right, Rashad. So we're right next to the
Residence
Inn,
which is by Truist
Yeah,
Field.
so Residence Inn is right there.
To our left.
Stadium's right there. I forget what street this is.
Mint? I believe it's Mint.
I don't think so. It could be. But I feel like you're going to find us, Rashad, before the show's over. Hey, let's go ahead and go over the offensive rankings for this week.
Oh, boy.
It's something we do every single week. Unfortunately, we have not had any. Well, I don't know if we might have had 1 week where the offense had a top 10
2
ranking.
weeks ago, I
yeah,
believe.
it was the rushing. Yep. As you may imagine, after such a bad game last week, every category did like this. It went down.
Sagged
I hope
down.
you guys found that was funny right there. But closest ranking that we have on the offensive side for top 10 is our rushing yards per attempt, and we slid down to 15th. I think last week we might have been 12th or so. And then flipping over to the defensive side, guess what? We have not had many rankings in that area this year, and after last week's giving up 5 touchdowns. How many yards did he have? Did he have 200? I don't know.
Right around 200.
So many yards.
5 touchdowns.
That we no longer have a top 10 ranking on the defensive side. Closest one is 16th, and that is in the rushing yards per attempt. Jeff Mixon?
I believe so, yeah.
He was the one who messed it up for us, so we don't have any top 10 rankings. So that is – do we have a little bit more? Yeah, that's kind of much all that we have. So let's go ahead and jump to some comments, and then we'll also – Rashad from Panther Nation Podcast is supposed to be joining us. We are in a undisclosed, now disclosed location. So
I don't think it's a secret anymore.
Hopefully he'll find us and be able to join us.
We have some good investigative CIA agents out there in the comments section.
Let's go ahead and start to share some love with these comments out here. And keep leaving these comments. What's up, Max Franco from Dallas, Texas? Appreciate you joining us. Matt knows nothing. Interesting location, but nevertheless a location that is live for you. We'll zoom in a little bit. Yeah. Actually, probably should have, but you've seen everything now.
And in order to stay dry as well, because we're still feeling at least some remnants.
Spilled my water. There we go.
Some water down here. But we're still experiencing the remnants of Tropical Storm Nicole that will be moving its way tonight. So hopefully we can stay away from at least some of the heavier rain for tonight's game.
Chris Johnson says, what's up? Appreciate you.
What's going on, Chris?
Donna B caught it. Marriott. Well, no, we're not in the Marriott parking garage. Close, but we're not in the Marriott parking garage. We are in the garage, no doubt.
But a good guess, though, nonetheless.
This game is going to be wet and ugly, says Taylor Styles. Donna B always showing us a lot of love. Hit the like button, please. It costs you nothing. It does so much for us and our channel. Andre and I put in a lot of work to do these live broadcasts, such as standing on the 9th floor of a parking deck.
You should have seen the two of us setting this up. Should have had like a little time-lapse camera of us like frantically get everything ready.
I just now noticed the security cameras.
Yeah.
Did you see them before?
I did not until you pointed it out. So I guess they may have some behind the scenes for the franticness that we were feeling when we were getting everything ready here today. But nonetheless, we're here, we're live, and we're ready to shoot forward with your comments here.
We got some predictions. Falcons 26, Panthers 16, and an ugly slugfest. How do you feel about that?
That's a little too high. If you're going to say
too many points for Atlanta?
Well, for both teams, if you're going to say it's a slugfest, shouldn't it be like a 17-10 game? You know, you're going to be running the ball a lot, I feel like, in these kinds of conditions. It's a little too high.
I'm actually going to zoom in a little bit.
Yeah.
I just feel the need to.
But, I mean, it's a respectable prediction. Carolina's defense the past couple of weeks, they've been a little suspect. So, at least from that aspect, it does make sense to me. But if you say it's a slugfest, and an ugly slugfest, I may say, I feel like it'd be a little bit lower scoring than that. But nonetheless, I like the prediction, though. I don't want to say my part of it yet. I feel like I kind of already have. But realistically speaking, I do see Atlanta winning today.
Yeah, it's hard not to. Ali Bodrick, I predict that we will bounce back and defend home tonight.
That's what my heart says. That is what my heart says.
That's what your heart says?
But my mind, I always have to be objective here. I don't know if it's going to happen tonight. I just don't.
It's
With
tough.
the way that the defense has been playing, that's something we've harped on this year. That was our strength until a couple weeks ago. And then now it's like,
We're just here.
Right?
Let's see. My hands are I can't feel anything, but I'm going to continue to try to go through these.
Toughing it out.
31-27 Panthers, says
Okay.
Donna B.
I
don't
the
see that
optimism.
high of a scoring game.
I don't either.
Now, the weather right now, I feel like we should be like the Weather Channel. Like,
Right.
Hurricane.
Jim
The
Henry.
weather right now, it looked like it's just misty out here.
It's a little breezy.
Yeah.
But nothing too crazy as of yet. Of course, that could change. Hopefully it doesn't, but that's what we're working with right now.
So-
A little bit on the chilly side.
I'm going to have to
Right.
say stay tuned to your local meteorologist, but I would say they should have heavier rain later.
Yeah.
Game starts in about another 2 hours, a little less,
Yeah.
and the rain's going to get heavier. So right now it's a really light mist here in downtown Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yep.
But
so official.
I was trying to throw my radio voice.
Yeah.
But the rain is going to pick up, so it just depends on how much it picks up as
So,
far as what
bring
that
a
score would be.
poncho.
Yeah.
Be safe about it, because you don't want to be caught in a downpour and not be prepared, right?
All right, I'm going to try to run through a few comments here
Okay.
for us. So Vo says 20-10 Atlanta. They have a better running game, and considering the weather, it benefits them. I don't disagree with you. Jeremy will have an interception. A little hard tonight. He is not playing.
But it
I
would
think
be nice.
dominating performance, 28-6 Carolina.
Wow.
I like it though. I like that we have optimism, right?
Some boldness in the comments tonight. I like it.
Will we protect this house? I like that. All right. Oh, Kent Sullivan says
no.
funeral uniforms tonight.
Is that the vibe that they're getting? I hope not.
Hey, I gotta give you kudos, Kent. That's
That's something. But
could
like,
be true.
it
That
would-
could be true tonight.
We would have to be wearing all black though if it was a funeral uniform.
Well, they're not all black. It's a little.
Oh, I thought he
little-
was referencing us with our
Well,
attire.
everybody.
Yeah,
I mean,
guess.
yeah. But the predominant color is black.
Yeah.
Black helmets, right? Black jerseys. So, yeah, Kent, I feel like, my man, you can't be far off. That was a pretty good one. Got to give it to you on that one.
Appreciate the comment as always.
Are we going to lose in style this week? I am. Why not? If I'm going to lose in style.
Look good regardless whether you win or lose.
Lonzo
right?
says, what's up, Chris? Appreciate you. 61 degrees out and you got gloves on, man. Yes.
Aw.
Andre, what color are my fingernails?
They look pretty pale.
And what's happening to my fingers on the other side?
They turn pretty white.
Yeah. Trust me, I need some heated gloves on
Yeah.
right now. Max Franco says keep pounding.
Keep
Two
pounding,
block,
yes.
appreciate you tuning in. Donna B says, Andre looking fly.
Man, appreciate it.
Look at that. Kent Sullivan with the big words. Omnis game tonight.
Yeah.
Sorry if I didn't click on stuff. I'm clicking, but the fingers feel really numb. So if you're not seeing the screen, keep up with me.
He's trying his best under the circumstances.
That is why. Let's see if I can move that to the center there.
Yeah.
Let's see. C says keep pounding.
Keep pounding indeed. We're going to need that tonight.
Look at these guys talking. We're on the 9th floor. Marriott residence, I got it. We're not at the Marriott. We're not at the Marriott. Deck 9.
That's the most energy I've seen out of you that, right?
Yeah. Hope they win for Wakanda. You know that movie comes?
I will be seeing it Saturday.
Is it coming back out, or is it a second one?
This is the second one, so this is the sequel to the first.
That shows you how cool I am.
Right.
My excuse, I have little people running around my house, and I'm not able to know anything except for what their doctor's appointments are,
right,
and what my schedule is for Carolina Panthers.
And whatever's on the TV, whatever they have on, right?
Yeah. So sorry for being uncool there with Wakanda, not knowing.
But it does come out tomorrow, so now you know.
Episode 2.
Season.
I'm terrible. I'm just going to stop.
Episode 2.
My boy Corral, anyway.
Oh, my goodness.
Some Corral lovers here. Let's see.
Can't go without.
I love this person's name here. 2 Block.
Okay.
2013 Panthers win.
All right. I'm liking the optimism in the comments.
Lynn Leonard says, you both look very dapper.
Appreciate that. We try to every week for all of you who are watching as we have another car drive.
Where is
here.
Rashad from PNP? He's coming.
We just don't know where.
Right.
So
He's
he
coming.
is around somewhere.
He's coming.
He's making his way, as they say.
Hey, Nick Cartoony, I'm not hitting. Nick Cartoony said, like and subscribe.
I thought you said Nick Carboni.
I almost did.
From WCNC. But regardless, do what the man said. Like, comment, and subscribe to the Charlotte Vibe.
Somebody said Rashad and Dave shows at the wrong place. He is clear across town. It would take him 4 hours to get there. Don't say that. He's going to show up.
Have some faith, man.
All right, so let's go ahead and talk about a few things here about this game tonight. It's a short turnaround for both teams.
It is.
You know, you tend to say the home team has a little bit of an advantage because they didn't have to travel. Atlanta, they didn't have to travel too far. And not only is it a short turnaround, but it's two teams that played each other literally less than 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
So in terms of familiarity, they both have a lot of it. And I think in terms of, you know, who could benefit most from a quick turnaround and just playing each other, the team that won or the team that lost. I don't feel like it could be either one of those cases. I feel like the team that won is going to say, well, we feel good because we just did it.
Yep.
And the team that lost could say, well, we just almost beat you guys. Mm-hmm. So I think for what it's all worth, and then combining the fact that it's a divisional matchup against a team that they play year after year after year, I don't think it's going to play any advantages for one team or the other. In terms of predictions, you know, I usually don't get into much of what I'm predicting. Mm-hmm. But for me, I feel like we have just too many injuries that have depleted this team. You can let me know if the inactives have come out for today or not, but we have too many injuries that have come up. We had a pretty bad game last week against the Cincinnati Bengals.
That's an understatement.
I give credit to Steve Wilkes for trying to make some changes. He fired 2 people this week. I don't know if you want to call those guys scapegoats. I don't know how much a defensive line coach or a secondary coach could be the blame for such a bad outing last week. You got the head coach and the defensive coordinator that I think are a lot more responsible for the play of this team than those 2 coaches are. But I feel like, you know, Atlanta has a lot of things going for them. Now, one thing that I will point out, and I'll turn it over to you, is that defensively, Atlanta ranks pretty bad against the pass. Mm-hmm. And that's where we did good at. That's where P.J. Walker, who's getting another start tonight. I think it's his 4th start now, right?
Yep, his 4th
start against the Atlanta Falcons. So there's some possibilities there, like, okay, they have a pretty bad passing defense, and we could have a pretty decent passing offense if P.J. Walker keeps it settled. And I think it'll be easier for him to stay settled this week because last week the game got away, right? Yeah. When you're down by 21, 28, then yeah, I could see the guy that doesn't have a lot of years starting to start to press, and we see the old P.J. Walker come out. Tonight, I don't feel like we're guaranteed to see the old P.J. Walker come out unless they just knock us out. And I don't feel like that's going to happen too much because of the rain. So I feel like, given, yes, Panthers offense is decent, and the Falcons pass defense is pretty bad.
Pretty suspect.
But the Panthers run defense, pretty bad. And the Falcons run offense is pretty good. I think last week they had 3 players with over 4.4 yards per carry. I feel like I heard Rashad's voice. And we don't stop that very well. So if the weather's bad, who do you think is going to win? The team with the better passing attack or the team with the better running attack? I said the team with the better running attack. So I feel like the Falcons have the edge.
I feel like they do too. And I think really for me, what I am watching is how much confidence does the Panthers coaching staff have in P.J. Walker? You know, you noticed that in the first half against Cincinnati, there was just not a lot of opportunities where the offense pushed the ball down the field. It was just a bunch of screen passes and a bunch of quick passes that didn't really, go further than 10 yards down the field. So really it just comes down to, does the offensive coaching staff have the confidence in P.J. Walker to play aggressive? Because you have to play aggressive, especially after a game like you had against Cincinnati. You have to come out fast. You have to come out with a sense of urgency just to give the team some confidence and a sense of belief in what they're doing. So I think that's my key that I'm looking forward to, is how does P.J. Walker respond after that performance that he put up last week, where he only threw for 9 yards and threw 2 interceptions in the first half. So it's going to be really key to see how resilient he is in trying to move forward after that performance. And you also said it too, with a quick week, this benefits the Panthers in terms of, hey, we got it out of our system, got out, from last week's performance, and we can move forward, make the adjustments, and try to put up something for today's game.
Yeah, I was just trying to let Rashad know where I was.
Yeah.
We are on Mint Street. You were saying that earlier, Mint Street. And we'll go ahead and let the cat out the bag. We are by the Catalyst. That is the apartments.
Residential building that's across the street from us. So we're here. You know where we are now.
Come on, Rashad. You got about, we'll stay on until about 7.
7 o'clock.
Give him a chance to get on. Hey, let's talk about since the last game, right? Eddie Pinheiro was not liked by a lot of people after that last game in Atlanta.
Sure wasn't.
Was not liked by many people. He bounced back, right? He didn't miss any kicks versus the Cincinnati Bengals, even though that first one was just inside of the left upright. But what do you think of him tonight? If he gets the chance, we're going to see how much confidence Steve Wilks has in him, because not only is it a guy that recently has had his confidence shaken, now you're playing with some wet weather.
And some breezy conditions as well.
Yeah.
So you have to factor that in, because if that moment does call, he needs to perform.
Yeah.
If he doesn't make, the game-winning kick or a clutch kick, whatever the situation may be in today's game, if he doesn't make it, it's hard for people to really defend him, because then now you have that pattern of behavior of, hey, he's done it over a course of a couple of weeks where when he's in that position, he's not converting on those chances.
Right. My fingers are falling off. Hey, just for you guys to know, we're going to go over the standings currently in the NFC South. Then we're going to get back to these comments. And hopefully my boy Rashad will join us from Panther Nation Podcast. If he doesn't, I guarantee you we'll do a makeup show to have this guy on, because, we're nice like that.
And I am trying to see if the Panthers inactives have been released. The Falcons just released theirs.
So currently in the NFC South, Carolina Panthers sit in last.
Okay.
All right, so a lot of people were thinking like, hey, well, if we win tonight, then we'll be back to that tie. No, not at all. We're currently 2 games back. All right, so if we win tonight against the Atlanta Falcons, we'll be 1 game back.
Okay.
Well, we still will not be in first place. Tampa Bay and Atlanta are at the top at 4 and 5. New Orleans is in 3rd place, 3 and 6. And then Carolina Panthers in 4th place at 2 and 7. So we win tonight, we're 3 and 7. But still, you have the Saints that can win. They would be 4 and 6 at that point. being a game ahead of us. Atlanta, we'd be still a game ahead of us.
Yep.
And then Tampa, that's really your wild card. It's almost like no matter what else happens, if Tampa wins this week, then they continue to have a pretty good lead on the division for that first place, and we'll be on the outside looking in. And, people have been talking about tanking. I hope that that's done with. I don't want us to tank. I do want us to try to win and try to play competitive. And I think, honestly, if we lose tonight, I just feel like this team just does not have what it takes. And we don't have to tank. We just don't have all the pieces that we need, players and coaches, and just make the games entertaining.
Yeah, and that's what we want, is entertaining football. You don't want to be watching a game where you already know they're just not going to win. I mean, who wants to be in that position as a fan? So ultimately speaking, the importance of this game is vital, because if you win tonight, Carolina, they're only one game out. So, I mean, even with the record that they have right now and the way that this has gone this season, there's still an opportunity to make headway in the division, because really, if you can at least stay within, shouting distance of first place, you have to play competitive football. I mean, you can't just openly say that, we're just going to tank, because that's not good for morale, that's not good for the fans, and it's not good for business either.
Yeah, I'm going to see if I can get creative here to get you can continue to host for a second.
We do have inactives. I was just about to mention that too.
Go for it.
So I have it pulled up here. So Panthers quarterback Sam Darnold will be inactive. No surprise there. Wide receiver Rashard Higgins is also going to be inactive. Safety Justin Burris, who's been questionable all week, kind of been in and out of practice. He is inactive. Linebacker Aaron Mosby, and then offensive tackle Lornell Coleman are inactive for tonight's game. So that means Dante Jackson will be in there.
Can you read that list for me one more time?
One more time.
Yeah.
So I'll do it quick. Sam Darnold, Rashard Higgins, Justin Burris, Aaron Mosby.
Justin Burris had a concussion all week, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he was in and out of the practice all week. And then Lornell Coleman. So those are your 5 that are going to be out. So that means Jackson will be in, who was questionable. Same thing with Brian
Can I
Kurtz.
pause you? So Jackson being in, do you think that he's going to be effective?
He wasn't effective on Sunday.
Right, he was
So that's the
active
thing.
like for an emergency. Did you get that? Like,
Yeah, I heard
what the
that.
heck? A cornerback for emergency purposes? I mean, okay, 35-0. Is that not? Did the emergency
Right?
not
It's
happen?
like, come on, this is the time for him to be in, right?
Yeah, I wonder about Dante's durability. So I don't know if he's active tonight, how much he can be effective.
Yeah.
That's just my
I feel
concern.
like it's going to be the same situation as last Sunday, where they're just going to use them in certain situations, or where they feel like they have to have them. Like if somebody else got hurt, then he'll be like that last emergency option for the team. But who really knows how effective he'll be tonight?
Yeah. And you were saying, so J.C. Horn?
J.C. Horn is out there. So you'll have him, C.J. Henderson, Miles Hartsfield.
Okay.
I'm forgetting a name.
Well, not in the secondary, but up front.
Keith Taylor.
Keith Taylor.
Another guy.
And then up front, you're going to have Brian Burns.
He'll be out
obviously.
there.
He'll be out there. He was looking like he may be suspect, but Brian Burns will be out there as well.
And can I say this for the record, too?
Say it.
Brian Burns is obviously our best pass rusher, right?
He is.
He has, 7 sacks on the year? Who's second on that list? Does anybody have a guess?
Do you know?
I don't.
Okay, I'm going to look it up while you say that.
You have, let's see, so you have Yetur Gross-Matos, Marquise Haynes, Matt Ioannidis, Derek Brown. I'm just naming guys off of the front 7. But Carolina just does not have that solidified second pass rusher to go opposite of Brian Burns. And, you talk about that, and you realize, you had that guy last year in Hassan Reddick, who is now with Philly. So you were thinking maybe one of those 2 guys, like
He did well, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
Going to Philly?
Undefeated.
Yeah.
Only undefeated team in the NFL right now.
And our old James Bradbury's also
he's
with
over
the
there
Eagles.
too.
Yeah.
So, 2 guys who were good for us, but we weren't good enough for them in return in terms of the compensation, right? But you were thinking that a guy like a Marquise Haynes or Yetur Gross-Matos would fill in that void, and unfortunately, they just haven't done that yet.
Yeah.
So this is my call out to the 2 of them. I want to see something out of the both of y'all tonight.
You want to know who's behind? Who are you calling out exactly?
Yetur Gross-Matos,
Yetur.
Haynes.
Marquise Haynes.
I'm going to call you out. I'm going to stand by my conviction. Have a big game tonight. We need to see it.
Okay. You're right. Brian Burns, by far,
Yeah.
our sack leader, with 6, I believe is what the number I just saw.
Okay.
Damian Wilson, linebacker.
What?
With 2.
He's our second guy?
He's our second, Damian Wilson, with 2. Yep.
That's a little concerning if your linebacker is your second sack leader.
With only 2.
With only 2.
With only 2.
So maybe this is a call out for the whole defensive line, and maybe this is their opportunity to get some pressure on Marcus Mariota today and have a kind of show out performance, because that's kind of been the thing all year. I mean, they've had their moments, but they haven't had that one dominating performance yet on the defensive line where they just completely controlled the game. I mean, you could say Tampa Bay, but they didn't have like the sacks numbers that you would have thought.
Right.
But you want to see some sort of production on that aspect of the field, and maybe we'll see it tonight. Who knows?
Maybe.
You don't sound too confident with
No,
that.
my hands are freezing, man. My hands are freezing. I got some more comments that I'm going to put up here. From Josh Allen, Panthers will score a touchdown on the opening drive.
The Josh Allen?
I don't know.
Is he watching our broadcast? Hey, if you are tuning in, Josh Allen, I hope your elbow's doing all right. But hey, appreciate you tuning in and leaving that comment.
Drew? Is that how you say D-R-U-W?
Drew.
It says Panthers Nation.
Okay.
Daniel, I can't say your last name, Daniel. But let's go Panthers. Appreciate it.
Orzico, I guess. We'll go with
Black
that.
helmets, he likes it. He likes it. Again, new uniforms tonight. We have our photographer already out on the field, so if you're not following us on Instagram or Twitter, please do so. The handle is Charlotte Vibe, one word. Our guy Julio's out there right now getting wet, taking some pictures. We promise to post a lot of photographs because we know everybody wants to see those.
The real
uniforms.
MVP, as they say.
Yes.
Doing some hard work over there on the field already.
Just Gang says Josh Allen a bum. You got. I don't know what that is, but I'll let you guys have some fun in here. Here's a good question from Matt 9. Who is QB2 tonight?
Baker Mayfield.
Baker
right?
Mayfield is our quarterback 2 today.
Now, will he see the field tonight? Let's hope not, because I would like to see P.J. Walker have a good game tonight for the sake of everybody in the stands.
Yeah. Going through some more of these comments here. Can't deny he's got a strong leg. He just needs to execute. Caveman is talking about Eddie Pinheiro. I don't think he has a particularly strong leg, right? Like, he's not kicking 60-yarders, but I think he has an average NFL kicker's leg. And yeah, just need to get over that hump from the couple weeks ago at Atlanta. Don't know if he has or not, because again, that first kick last week looked a little shaky, and I think after that he was able to get in line and kick it through the upright. So hopefully things are looking good. This question here from Michael Samuels: when's that storm coming? So when I last saw the weather report, because we are sportscasters, not news meteorologists,
right?
Just to disclaim, not saying that that's a bad question. Just I don't know if I have the latest.
Post a disclaimer down there.
Yes, I don't know if I have the latest information, but tonight for sure, overnight tonight, that it's supposed to get really bad and higher, and I think we're going to have 2 to 4 inches of rain. That's going to happen. Again, most of the rain that's supposed to be heavy rain. It's supposed to be overnight tonight and through the morning of Friday. So hopefully not too bad tonight here at the stadium. Nevertheless, yes, we're doing our best to stay dry.
And warm, too. Because I know your hands are pretty suspect right now.
I'm pretty cold.
The
pretty
temperature
cold.
gauge, right?
Here's another from Jerry's Barringer. Higgins must have some undisclosed issues. He's been inactive forever. So
Right?
that's true. He's been inactive for about 2 weeks. They said it's an illness. And, a lot of guys in that locker room did get an illness.
Derek Brown was one of them.
Derek
right?
Brown was one of them. I don't remember the full list, but it was quite a few guys that got ill and have returned. And yes, Higgins is still out. You smelling that cigar?
I do. And I hear the rain's starting to pick up a little bit out
Is it?
there. So fingers crossed that we don't get too wet when we head to the stadium here.
David Chisholm says need D. Brown to have a great game. I'll let you comment on that. I'm still going to try to see something here.
Yeah, he's had a pretty good season. Sack numbers don't really indicate that, but his impact on the opposing team's ability to run the football has been pretty evident. I mean, he's made some pretty impressive strides and, tackles for loss. And, I mean, when you look at the tape, I mean, you have guys double teaming him, and he's just trucking he's literally trucking some of these offensive linemen that are going up on him. So he doesn't have the numbers, but it's the stuff that doesn't get, tallied in the statistical range that he's really done a great job in so far. So I think he'll have that great game today.
Speaking of trucking, Atlanta Falcons running back, is it Cordell?
Cordell Patterson?
Is it Cordell?
Cordell, I believe.
Anyway, that guy
right?
trucked over a Chargers last week, pretty bad to score. He's a brick. Deontay Foreman is a brick as well.
He sure is.
We might get to see two good runners going at it tonight. Hey, we got some great stuff going on here in the comments. We're about to get out of here.
Hold up.
Is Dante Jackson playing tonight from Big Justin S? Yes, he is active.
Did you see that comment just now that just popped up?
Yeah, but I'm not going to that yet. Is Brian Burns playing tonight? Yes, he is active.
Yes.
So here's what I want to show. People are having fun. You see that?
Oh, yes.
PJ Walker. PJ Walker says,
is he verified out here?
Show your face. But that's cool. So we're about to get out of here.
Well, he's getting his fix for today's game. He's got to be informed for his opponent that he'll be playing tonight. So.
Oh, let me not do this. We got a super chat.
Oh man,
from
look at
Nick
that.
Cartoni. Nick Cartoni with the super chat, $5.
Cartoni.
I enjoy your pregame show. Keep pounding. Appreciate it very much.
Man.
We do go through a lot. I know you guys are laughing. So yes, no secret. We are in a parking garage because we don't have a huge tent to put up, and we don't have this equipment that we want to get in danger. So you'll see a lot. Hey, you'll see a lot of other broadcasts on local TV get creative with where they do their pregame shows.
Yeah.
When the weather's bad. But hey, we did what we could.
Right.
We got you this view right here of the Panthers Stadium. I know it didn't come in crystal clear there, but we got you the view.
Hey, it's all about being flexible in life.
It is.
And this is your prime example of that. That is for sure.
All right, so we're about to get out of here, but again, Rashad from Panther Nation Podcast was supposed to join us tonight.
Yeah.
He was not able to because he could not find us, all right? No big deal. It happens. But we will do what we can to have him on the show again pretty soon. But thank everybody for tuning in and watching us. Hope you're enjoying the live broadcast. It was the first time. We're now back on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube all at the same time. But I do encourage you guys to go over to YouTube. That's where we can see the most functionality and interact with us on our live shows, all right? Why are you dodging the Matt question? I don't know what the Matt question is.
Yeah, which one was it?
there's a Matt Corral question? All right, I'm not dodging. I just didn't see it. But
forgive us.
Not all questions can make it to the show, all right? But I'll go ahead and ask this question. I believe the real hard-hitting question is what's currently going on with Matt Corral? It's not like a big mystery. He is doing rehab from his injury that he suffered in the preseason that has him out for the entire year. And he's making progress. So
he is on the mend, as they say.
Yeah,
right?
That's the latest. I'll let you close us on out of here, man.
Yeah, so this will be an interesting game tonight. This is the first time, well, at least for me, that we're covering a game in prime time. So I'm really looking forward to the energy in the stadium tonight.
You'll be home at about 2 o'clock.
Yeah, that's fine. That's what Red Bull and Celsius and coffee is for. I'll have like 3 cups of it. But yeah, this is going to be a fun game. Hopefully the weather holds up, and we'll see how that goes. But for all of us here at the Charlotte Vibe, for Chris Jenkins, I'm Andre Cassidy. Follow my coverage on the Charlotte Vibe's Twitter page. I'll be running it down, and I'll be doing all that stuff, replying to everybody on Twitter, interacting with all of you. So please give us a follow and follow us on the Charlotte Vibe as I get you ready, and Chris as well, for tonight's game. Until then, we'll see you after the game, and hopefully it will be a Panthers victory.